Good morning, everyone. And first of all, warm welcome. Apologies for the slight delay, but I guess it's good. It's a good beginning. So, like Deval said, I am Vikas. I'm a member of Office of Strategy, working closely with the chairman. And what I will do is I'll probably just take 5-7 minutes and take you through the journey of intellect, because I'm sure many of you are aware about intellect. But just a quick recap about what intellect is and why we are here today. And then I'll hand over to Debanjan for the real stuff, right? Just quick introduction. Intellect is a global financial technology company. We are very proud to say that we actually launched the world's first and perhaps the only financial technology platform, which is a composable and contextual, and I'll cover about that in a minute. With 3 decades of our journey, and I'll cover that also in terms of where we started very briefly. Roughly 5,000 odd associates. We don't call anybody as employees. Everybody is an associate, and 2,500 crores revenue in the financial year that has gone by. What we did and what we pioneered as an organization was something called design thinking. Design thinking has gone into our DNA. Design thinking is something that we live and breathe day in and day out in our organization. And in fact, we really came up with 2 fantastic design centers. And if you get an opportunity, or rather, we would like to invite you to visit a design center in Chennai. That I can assure you that will be one of its kind experience that you will get. And if I talk about design thinking, it's all about looking at the desirability, feasibility, and viability of what we do. The journey of intellect, a lot of you would probably remember us as Polaris. We started a journey as Polaris in 1993, and somewhere down the line when we progressed, we realized that we would like to come up with intellectual property. We always knew that there were a lot of products, a lot of intellectual property made in America by the Indians. So we thought, why not have it made in India by Indians? And that's when we repurposed our organization. We moved to a completely new game, which is intellect from IP space. And somewhere during the journey, we realized that maybe it's better that we have a good focus, and we hived off for Polaris. And since then, I guess it has been a phenomenon, and we are very happy in terms of what we have achieved till now in the last 10 years of our journey as intellect. Coming back to what we do, I can tell you that the entire financial infrastructure of our country has something which has intellect inside. Every time you go to a bank, every time you draw money from the ATM, every time you use your credit card, there will be a little bit of intellect everywhere. And if you look at all the major banks are a part of intellect's customer base in India and globally, many of them. Also, we are very proud that we run RBI. The eCubear platform of RBI runs totally on our technology, which is every transaction that goes through eCubear, and we are behind it. So last year we launched something called, in February, we launched something called eMAN.ai, and basic idea was to apply first principle thinking to technology. Now, I'll probably just quickly cover what is first principle thinking, because as a part of eMAN.ai, we have 329 microservices, 1757 APIs, and 535 events. Looks very complex, but let me just take 2 seconds to explain to you what it means. An event is something that happens in a customer's life. Today, you may have a savings account. Tomorrow, you may want to buy a credit card, or tomorrow, you may want to buy insurance. So these are the events that happen. And to serve those events, banks use different kind of services, what we classify as microservices. And when these services talk to each other, because even now, if you go to any bank, you will have a savings account relationship manager, you will have a wealth management relationship manager. When they talk to each other, it's called an API. But what we did is that we brought everything together under one platform, and that was a big shift in terms of the thinking process. What we said is, instead of looking what product a bank offers, we should put the customer in the center and look at the desirability of the customer and move forward from there. The software industry of our country is known for coding. We moved ahead of that. We said, let's not talk about coding. Let's have the platform ready enough for anybody to compose a solution, and that's what we call as from moving from coding to composability. And finally, we realized that in today's world, there is a need for enterprise connected intelligence, for better decisioning, for statutory purposes, for regulatory purposes. And these are the three, I would say, pillars of eMACH.ai as we conceptualize it, and it's showing the results in the market. Now, when we started with eMACH.ai journey in February last year, not 2023, what we also realized is that while we are focusing on the banks and financial institutions, there is a fantastic scope for us to extend this technology to the corporates, to the larger, and expand the ecosystem. Things like supply chain financing, things like trade financing. And that's where we started conceptualizing the two new products that Debanjan is going to talk about, the CPX and the APX. I will not go into the details of these two products because I want to steal the thunder from what Debanjan is going to talk. So I will now hand over to Debanjan to take you